The IRS Fresh Start Program. Sounds amazing, right? Settle your tax debt, pay less, get a fresh start. But here's the question nobody really answers. Is this actually real help? Or just something that sounds good online or on TV? I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people hear fresh start and they think that their entire tax debt is going to be erased. But that's not always the case. That's not how it works. Hey, I'm Chantrell, and I'm here to help everyday people understand their taxes in plain English so you can make smart decisions without the confusion. Today, I'm going to break down the IRS Fresh Start Program and exactly what it is, who it works for, and why people seem to get it wrong. So let's start with my experience with this Fresh Start Program. I had a client call me and she was so excited because she had found a plan or a business that was going to help her do the Fresh Start Program. They were going to do everything. All she had to do was pay them a little bit of money and they were going to get her whole $25,000 that she owed forgiven. She was so ready to sign up immediately, pay them thousands of dollars up front so that they can get started quickly and do everything for her. But I asked her one question. Did they look at your income? Did they look at your expenses? Did they look at any of your documentation just to see exactly where you stood? And she said no. And that's when I knew exactly what was happening. Now, I'm not saying that all of these companies are frauding people, but I do know that if they're not asking you all of those questions or they're not even looking at your documentation to see where you stand, then how can they know that they can help you get the entire debt that you have forgiven? They don't. So there's no way that they can help you stop the payments or lower the payments if they don't know those things. Because the truth is, the IRS doesn't just randomly forgive all of your debt to them because you asked nicely or because you filled out a couple of papers. They're not going to just say, oh yeah, you owe us $25,000. That's okay. It's all forgiven. So after she and I went through her documents, actually figured out what she could and couldn't handle, how much income she received, how many expenses she had, and all of that, turns out she didn't even qualify for the program that would try to forgive her all of her debt. But she did qualify for payment arrangements or an installment plan where she could lower her payments and pay that off every single month over time, which would help her to reduce the amount that she owed the IRS. So let's go over what the Fresh Start Program actually is. Just so you know, it is not just one single thing that the IRS will have you do. There are installment agreements or payment plans. There's the offer and compromise, which is the one where they settle your debt for less. And that's only in specific cases. The penalty relief, which I talked about a couple of weeks ago with the forms that you fill out and you turn in to a request that they lower the penalties that they tacked onto what you owe. And then currently not collectible status. So when people say fresh start, they're usually talking about one of these options. Not a magic eraser, not something that's going to forgive everything that you owe to the IRS. Let's talk about the one that everybody wants, which is the one where you settle your debt for lower than what you actually owe. This is called an offer in compromise. And when you fill out all of the papers to submit to request an offer and compromise, you have to provide information about your income, your expenses, your assets, which are like your bank accounts, etc., the things that you own, the things that you owe, all of your liabilities, anything that has to do with your finances, you have to submit that and provide that to them so that they can decide whether you can pay them or you can't pay them. And if you have the ability to pay them over time. And if it looks like you have the ability to pay them over time, even slowly, then they are not going to forgive the entire amount or even lower what you owe them. And that's why a lot of people get so disappointed with the offer and compromise, not because this is a fake program, but because they have unrealistic expectations. This is not always going to help everyone. Now, it can help you if you have a lower income or if you're not able to, pay your bills and live from day to day and then also pay the IRS. But 9 times out of 10, if you have a job and you have a house and you have all these things, then you probably might not qualify for the offer and compromise. But don't let me deter you, because I have done many offer and compromises for people and they have been approved. So they can work and people can get them, but sometimes it doesn't work out for everyone. Just keep that in mind.
Hey, have you had a chance to join the family yet? If not, go ahead and click the subscribe button and join the family today. And also turn on those notifications so that you can know exactly when we're going to post here on the Financial Spotlight channel. All those juicy financial tips and tricks for you. We'd love to have you.
Let's talk about the red flags when it comes to this Fresh Start program. Things to look out for when you see somebody saying, oh, we can make sure that your whole IRS that you owe, the IRS debt is forgiven. They might say, settle your tax debt for pennies. That's guaranteed. We can eliminate your IRS debt fast. Everyone qualifies for a fresh start. That's your cue to stop and think. Meet with a tax professional and find out what your best options are. Once you see what your options are, you need to find out why they're saying that you are guaranteed this forgiveness if they haven't even looked at your income yet. They haven't even looked at your expenses yet. They don't even know what you qualify for. So how can they say that you qualify? And if you pay these people thousands of dollars up front without actually knowing what's going on or knowing if they can even be forgiven, then that's when you put yourself in worse debt than if you could have just called the IRS and contacted them to set up payment arrangements or a payment plan to pay down what you owe. Now, here's what you should do instead of signing up with these organizations that have these Fresh Start programs. First, you need to know exactly what you owe. You can get that information if you have an IRS account. You can go into your IRS account and get that exact number. You can also contact the IRS by phone and ask them to send you the total amount of what you owe. And then you can also request a printout or the printout of your information if you go online and request it. But you need to know exactly what you owe so you know what you're working with. Second, you need to know your own financial situation. How much can you actually afford to pay every single month? Don't just make up a number, I'll pay them $1,000. Are you realistically going to be able to give them $1,000 every single month? If not, don't offer to pay them $1,000 a month. Figure out, look at your income, look at your expenses, see what you have to work with, what's left over, and whatever's left over, then pay them a percentage of that. So for example, if you have $500 left over, definitely don't give them the whole $500 per month. Give them $100 a month or $150. See what they're willing to work with you on so that you do not have to put yourself in more debt or more problems or suffer any longer because you are extending yourself out too far, paying them $1,000 a month. Step 3, match your situation to the right solution. Everybody doesn't need a settlement. Everybody doesn't need a payment plan. Everybody doesn't need the same thing. So figure out what it is that you need for what you owe, and then you can negotiate that with the IRS yourself. You can find out what they're willing to work with you on, and then you can set things up for yourself. You just need structure and a plan going forward. Step 4, get help if you need it, but the right kind of help. Your tax professional that does your taxes every single year should be able to help you with this and to work with you. Maybe they might charge you a little bit more to help you, or maybe they offer it as an extra offer, for free to go with them doing your taxes. You never know unless you ask. So find out if they can help you. And if not, there are IRS advocates. You can contact the IRS directly, but you don't want to be dealing with these programs that's going to take thousands of dollars of your money in order to negotiate with the IRS for you. So the $1 million question is the IRS Fresh Start Program real or is it fake? It's real, but it becomes fake when you get false hope from organizations online that are trying to get thousands of dollars from you so that they can settle your $25,000 debt. That's not realistic. And if you work with the IRS directly, or if you work with your tax professional to try to settle something with the IRS, then it could be helpful for you, but it depends on your specific situation. So if you're dealing with tax debt and you don't know exactly where to start, don't just jump into it blind. Go ahead and make sure that you get organized. You follow all the steps that I laid out here in this video. And if you have any questions, make sure you put them down in the comment section. I read all of the questions and I respond. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you share this with someone who might need this help, and have a great one. Bye.
Let's get it. Taxes ain't scary when you plan ahead. Cash flow quiet's what fear once said. No quick schemes, no overnight claims. Just solid moves, long-term gains. I'm not here selling dreams of noise. I'm here building options, controlling choice.